Okay, that'll do it for the 2024 Washington Huskies. And look, I said before this game started, I said before kickoff that it would be kind of embarrassing for the Huskies to lose this game because Louisville was sitting or not having access to so many of their important players. You know, not having their quarterback, not having Brooks, not having Ashton on the defense. I said that with the circumstances of this game, there should be no excuse to lose, and it would be a little embarrassing to lose. I don't feel too embarrassed after that one, honestly. That was actually a really good game. It was a lot of fun, it was entertaining, and there are certainly elements of this team that should be a little bit humbled after today. And there are some things about what happened today that I'm not cool with as a Huskies fan, but that was a really fun game, man. That was a really entertaining 3+ hours of football. And I don't feel too bad about coming out on the short end of it. Even though I definitely think that when you play a game against a team missing that many key players, you should win. So um on a fundamental level, this game to me, I'm not saying the offense played perfectly, they didn't, but the way in which the defense performed today really stood out to me as being some of the worst Huskies defense I've seen this year. It's one thing to get dog walked by Oregon, but you've got Louisville missing their starting quarterback. They got a very inexperienced signal caller in for this game. They're missing their number one receiver. They're missing other players who probably would have played in this game normally because of the transfer portal and because of the draft. And they're going up and down the field on you. 28 points, big plays. They're running on you. They're throwing on you, converting third down, blown coverages. A lot of bad stuff on that defense today. I'm not forgetting that. 7 of the points were on the offense, but pretty much everything else, the defense just couldn't hold. And obviously, we all know that Steve Belichick's out of here after this season. He's going to be with his dad. But maybe, maybe that's the excuse, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. If the players just decided, look, this coach is going to be out of here at the end of the season, so we're not playing hard for him. So maybe that's why they played so bad today, but no pass rush, bad tackling, those two things combined for a very long day. And if people want to spend the next couple weeks talking about how the defense didn't feel like playing hard for a coach that was going to be out in a couple of days, or well, pretty much right after this game's done. We all know he's gone. It will not shock me. So, look, I understand that that's kind of how college football works. You get these meaningless bowl games and you play them with significant portions of your team having already committed to leaving, sometimes not even willing to participate in that game because of it. It's something that makes it really hard to get into the sport the way that people used to, I think. But at the same time, man, don't you want to have your last bit of game tape for the year be a positive thing? You can't tell me that anybody's going to be happy about the tape they put on um, the field today defensively. The tackling was atrocious, and I don't think we touched the quarterback once today. Sorry, I can't remember the quarterback's name because he's not the show. The show's the starter. I can't remember the name of the guy they had today, but I don't think we touched him once. And this Huskies defense, for the most part, this year has played fairly well. They've had bad moments, they've had bad plays, and they've been beat up pretty badly in some of these games, but they weren't like that. They didn't get completely blown off the field by backups. And that's what happened today. That was a backup quarterback at best. And the receiver core is missing their top guy. So, little bit embarrassed there. The good news is, other than the big mistake at the start of the game, which, look, Demond Williams, he's young. I think he's got a bright college football future. I don't know about him as like a pro prospect, but as a college football prospect, I think he's good. I'm excited to see how he develops. He made a very, very bad mistake on the opening drive. And you could write a book about how bad that decision was to throw that interception in that moment. No reward, high risk, everything bad you could say. But after that, he really settled in and I thought played a good game. Yes, he looked a little bit rattled at times. I think that maybe the moment got to him a little bit. This being a bowl game at the end of a season that he barely played in. And you could see him get a little skittish, run around in the pocket. He ran into some sacks, ran into some trouble. There's also some great plays there, too. He was hitting stuff downfield. He was hitting stuff over the middle. There were moments in this game where he was decisive. I saw a player that can develop into being a great one, and I hope he becomes a great one here. He's very exciting, very athletic. There's definitely something to work on there. And at the end of the day, you scored 34 points. You scored 5 touchdowns in this game. Giles Jackson, game of his life. Really happy for that one. 4 touchdowns. Awesome. Demond Williams, you see the impatience he has in the pocket sometimes, but you also see some of the great things he can do from the pocket. And I can live with that for now. Hopefully next year, some of the bad stuff starts to go away and some of the good stuff starts to rise to the top even more. But right now, the potential is hard to beat. So I can take the good with the bad right now for sure. Next year, second year with Jedd Fisch, second year in this offense. We're going to get some better recruits in here. Get a better offensive line. Hopefully the offensive line today, I don't think played all that well. And we can build on this. So the offense, I mean, that would be, that's one thing that we can say, right? The offense is being run by Jedd Fisch and Brennan Carroll. Those are 2 guys who are likely going to be here next year. The defense, which blew this game, is run by Steve Belichick, and Belichick's out of here. So I guess if you're going to look at things through that lens, it was better the offense play well today, and they did. A lot of good stuff from the offense. Didn't run the ball very well, admittedly. Maybe you would point to the running game as being a little bit of a disappointment, but that passing attack, you get a little more talent in here on that offensive line, and you get another year of experience for Demond Williams. I think you got something. But you come up a little bit short. And by the way, I want to be very clear here. I am 100% in on the 2-point conversion attempt and the game there. I don't want overtime. It's a bowl game. It's the Sun Bowl. Who wants overtime in the Sun Bowl? Just decide the game there with a 2-point conversion. I got no beef with that. I would have maybe preferred to get Demond Williams on the move a little bit. Maybe at least have the threat of a run. Maybe do a play action. I can nitpick that. But going for it, no problem. You just didn't get it. And with the way this game ended, I wasn't as upset about that as I thought it would be. We put up a really entertaining game. I do think that this defense was not there today. That was probably the worst I've seen them this year, given who they were playing. Not that Louisville is bad, but you're playing a backup quarterback without his number 1 receiver. You should do better than that. But the offense, they brought something there. And I'm okay with taking that into the offseason, even though I wanted the win. We got as close to a win as you can without actually winning. All right, see you guys later. Bow down to Washington. Next season coming up.